So, yeah. Trucy's been kidnapped. Trucy! You move quick, Apollo. Good show, good show. Trucy, you're okay. I thought... Oh, don't cry, Apollo. Those good-for-nothing gangsters. There are some things you just don't do. I'm pressing charges. Wait, just calm down, Apollo. Or else... Look! What the heck is that? Surprised? This is one of the best tricks. The amazing Mr. Hat. You look marvelous, darling. He's a big hit on the stage at the Wonder Bar. Yes, I'm a big hit. Yep, she did. Well, what do you think? Do you like it? You mean you, Trucy? There are some things you just don't do. I'm pressing charges. Apollo, now's not the time to be threatening me. It's you who's being threatened here. Huh? Remember what you said to Wookie's father yesterday? You promised you'd save his son. But that testimony was rock solid. What are you suggesting I do? Look, once the judge declares a verdict, it's all over. If I can use my talent to stop that from happening, I will. Trucy, no more stage abductions, please. Yeah, the two guards here. It's like, what the shit? Oh well, none of our business. I'm not talking about magic, Apollo. I know when the witness isn't confident. I can perceive what he's feeling. It might not be anything, but it's all we've got. You can see what he's feeling? Think back, Apollo. Think back to the times when there was a contradiction in his testimony. All the times. All the times there was a contradiction? Well, I think I remember them, sure. There were 2 times when we made statements that he wasn't confident in, and each time there was a contradiction. In his hand... Oh. He said the man tossed aside a pistol, but it turned out he wasn't sure, and sure enough there was a contradiction. Well, that's true, but how does it help us? Did you notice anything? Whenever he made a statement that he wasn't confident in, he displayed a certain habit. Did you see it? The very moment he said the word pistol, his fingers got all tense, and he fiddled with the corner of a page in his book. How am I supposed to see that? Well, I can see it. How well do you think Daddy went 7 years without losing a game of poker? What? I always sit next to Daddy during the big matches. I could see what his opponents were feeling. You mean that's how Mr. Wright won all those games? He's not cheating officially. I wasn't looking at their hands or anything. And I wasn't there all the time either. Dad's quite good at poker after all, but not good enough to go undefeated that long. Great, so he cheated. But what does that do for us? I don't believe this. You have to listen to his testimony one more time. No, scratch that. You have to watch his testimony. Perceive the truth. Watch the testimony? Perceive the truth? The only thing I'm perceiving is that I'm going to lose. Not true. Daddy said so. He said that you have the power, Apollo. Mr. Wright said that? Watch the testimony? Perceive his true feelings? Is she serious? Time's up. Sorry, I can't think of any other way out of this one, Apollo. What was that she said before the trial started? Is this what she meant by being fine? Well, method aside, she does avoid one guilty verdict already today. She did avoid one guilty verdict already today. Time to show this court what I'm made of. Get ready for justice! Let's do it. Apollo! You know, I'm starting to think I can do this. I knew you could do it all alone. Oh, one more thing. Try to cover Mr. Hat as best as you can. I flew in just from the coast, and my boy, are my arms tired. Right. Court is now back in session. Oh, right, we're fine. I'd like to say that the young standing next to you, Mr. Justice. Oh, you mean me? Don't you have anything to report? Anything concerning the mysterious phantom in the silk top hat? Ah, right, don't worry about him. I settled that. You settled that? Yes, it was, an out-of-court settlement, right. Perhaps Frau Lane would have us believe it was nothing more than a passing dream? A fantastic illusion. Now you see it, now you don't, am I right? I think he's on to me. I think he would stop being so cool. Let us dispense with these niceties and get right straight into the matter. What are your plans for our gifted witness? Right, the defense would like to request another cross-examination because I forgot to ask something. There was no issue with the witness' previous testimony. I will grant your request. However, this court will not permit stalling for time. Understood, Your Honor. Don't forget, Apollo. When he isn't sure about something, he has a habit of fiddling with his book. It's the same testimony, so I'm gonna leave it like this. I'm not sure I'm qualified to watch the testimonies after all. Focus, Apollo. Find his weak spot. Focus. If only it was that easy. My ears hear what he says. My eyes see his expression. Do I have to do something more? What other senses do I have? Oh, what's this? My bracelet? What's going on? My bracelet feels different somehow. I think Daddy was right. You can see it, can't you, Apollo? You're almost there. Find the weak spot in his testimony. I know this sounds crazy, but my bracelet is trying to tell me something. So, you called immediately after witnessing the murder? The police undoubtedly have a record of the call. Why not check with them? Wait, Apollo! This has to be it. Wait, you mean his habit? It's very much a discount, Magatama, yes. If only there was... The only time he even had a book open was here. Which means this is the place to look for his habit. I don't know how I know, but I know. Know what? It's my bracelet. It's different somehow. I can feel it reacting to something about the witness. Your bracelet? I'm not sure I get this focus stuff you were talking about, Trucy, but I have a feeling that trusting my bracelet is the way to go. Okay, I just need to trust my bracelet as he reacts to his testimony. What's going on? I can see the witness' face, his expression so clearly, it's filling my mind. I can see nothing else, hear nothing else. Apollo? Trucy, what's happening to me? This is what I meant by focusing. Focusing. In this state, you can see everything, Apollo. Everything the witness does. That's great, but this is kind of freaking me out. Just look for Mr. Stickler's twitch. His habit, you remember it, right? Sure, when he says something he's not sure about, he fiddles with the page of his book. You got it! Right now, you're looking at the witness' face. And your eyes are sort of bugging out. I bet they are. First, move your focused attention down to Mr. Stickler's hand. His hand. You know what to look for now, but you have to be looking at the right place. She's right. I can only see his face like this. Can I try changing my viewpoint? I just have to do this. Perfect! Now you're really ready. Ready for what? Ready to perceive the truth behind the twitch. Perceive? Try listening to the witness talk as you focus. Then watch for his habit. Right. You mean when he fiddles with the page? That's right. That's your signal to look closer. To perceive. Find his weak spot. I'll guarantee you'll be able to give him a royal flush. Spoken like a true poker head's daughter. I'm a magician, thank you. I'm a magician, thank you very much. So I have to pay attention to his word and his fingers. Don't worry if you miss it, you can always try again. Right. Look out, nervous twitch. Here comes justice.
Gotcha!
I saw it. Just now I could see it. Mr. Justice, do you have something to say? Oh, all this banging of desks. It's quite bad for my circulation, you know. Mr. Stickler, allow me to ask you a simple question. Why did you fiddle with a page of your book just now? The very moment you mentioned your cell phone. What are you talking about? I'm curious now about this cell phone of yours. Mind if I ask a few questions? Ask what to ask, what to ask. Mr. Stickler, please show me your cell phone. Why? Whatever for? Show me and you'll find out. Well, I can't. I don't have it, you see. You don't have it? Mr. Stickler? Is this your cell phone? Yo! Where did you get that? That's the phone from yesterday. How strange, Mr. Stickler. Can you explain why your cell phone is sitting right here in my hand in this very moment? Wait a minute. What is the meaning of this? This cell phone was found yesterday in the Maractus Clinic garage. The Maractus Clinic? Why, that's where the victim lived. This is impossible. Mr. Stickler, you lied to the court, didn't you? If your cell phone is here, how could you have called the police? What? It's true, I didn't have my cell phone that night. That is why it can be said that I called the police from a public payphone. A payphone? So you didn't call on your cell phone after all? Just where was this payphone located, Mr. Stickler? Well, to indicate it with startlingly high degree of accuracy, it was right around here. That's quite ways away from the park. But why did you lie? There can be only one reason. He didn't want the court to know he had lost his cell phone. Because if it was found in the victim's garage. What are you saying? Mr. Stickler, you broke into the Meraktis Clinic garage on the night of the murder. This cell phone tells it all. But that is ridiculous. That makes it sound like I snuck into this fellow's garage to commit some crime. As though I was trying to kill him. Well, Mr. Meraktis was killed that night. Well, yes, but no, this line of reasoning has to be against the rules. Yes, it's true, I lost my cell phone, but you can't prove that I lost it that night. Well, Mr. Justice, if that cell phone was dropped on the night of the murder, it does raise a considerable suspicion as to the connection to the crime. Now's your chance, Apollo. Connect Mr. Stickler to the crime. Oh, he's already connected enough. I just have to prove it. Well, do I have a piece of evidence that can do the job? Yes, I can. Of course I have evidence. Oh, I like your swagger, forehead. Hit it. This court will see this evidence, Mr. Justice. Hit it, as they say. That's a side view mirror. As it so happens, Dr. Meraktis' car was in an accident. That took place the night of the murder. An accident. An accident. It happened just a little after 9 p.m., just outside the People's Park, the murder scene. Dr. Meraktis' car hit a pedestrian. What are you trying to say? From the absence of a mirror, it is clear that the car was parked after the accident, which means it was parked there after 9 p.m. on the night of the murder. If your cell phone had been dropped before the car was parked in the garage, then it would have been crushed. We're getting to the end soon. After all, it was lying on the ground right under the wheel. Ergo, Mr. Stickler, the only time you could have dropped this in that garage was after 9 p.m. the night of the murder in the park. Whoa! Mr. Stickler, you know what this means? You did break into the victim's garage that night. This is not unexpected, Mr. Justice. Are you naming the witness as a suspect in the murder of Paul Meraktis? No, stop. This is too much. This can't be happening. Prosecutor, say something. I suppose it was saying this. No connection has been found between Wesley Stickler and Paul Meraktis. That is, other than this. Yep. It's a wonderful, wonderful anagram.
What is it an anagram of?
Malpractice.
Oh.
I believe our next testimony will be most revelatory. Is the witness prepared? Yes, Your Honor. I know that face. That's the face of guilt. That night, yes, I went to the supermarket. I must have dropped my phone on the way back. And while I was walking through the park, I happened to witness the crime. I saw the killer, the victim, the stand, all clear as day. It was him. I saw the defendant at the scene. Yes, but your cell phone was lying in a garage. Oh, yes. Well, as you can see, my model of a cell phone has a defect. It is given to rolling. It is quite plain when I drop it alongside the road, but a pain when I drop it alongside the road, you know.
Looks like a normal cell phone to me. In any case, Mr. Justice, your cross-examination, please.
That's funny. My bracelet didn't react at all during that testimony. His nervous habit must not be acting up. I didn't sense anything either, actually. Looks like you're on your own this time around.
Right, no problem. I hope.
Here comes Justice. So, like, I imagine Apollo Justice, like, you know, as a lawful good paladin that goes about using smite. Because here comes Justice. This part of the testimony is the key. I know it. Should I press him about the killer, the victim, or the noodle stand? Do you happen to remember the noodle stand? Quite well, yes. For a student of sciences, a keen observation and healthy curiosity are vital. I remember everything. I could even read the sign. I believe it said, noodle. Yes, that was it.
For remembering something quite well, it sure took you quite a while to tell us.
Wait, what? No. Yeah. Bap.
And thank you for telling us that the noodle stand is selling noodles. Very enlightening. Well, Mr. Justice?
What about that sign? Could that be important? So, the signs on the salted noodle? Apparently, the defense has obtained a vital piece of testimony.
This noodle stand's broth really that delicious? I'll have to go get a sample of the wares one of these days.
All this talk about noodles makes me seriously want to make ramen. And not just any ramen, like making the noodles from scratch and stuff like that, because I know how to do it. Sure, it won't be hand-pulled noodles, but it will be homemade noodles regardless, you know? I want it, because I make pretty amazing noodles, if I may say so myself. And last time I tried making it, I used like high gluten flour, but now I actually have tip of zero flour, which is even better for making like noodles and spaghetti and stuff like that. I really want to make it, but I can't.
I think it's worth adding to the testimony as well.
Whatever sort of noodles that stand sells, it can't match up to IVU's cafeteria. Some apply to the school merely for a taste of our smart noodles. I wouldn't mind a taste of that myself.
Objection!
And you're absolutely sure the sign read noodle? I can actually say with confidence I'm pretty good at making many things.
Why, last week my professor offered me this praise.
At least you have good eyesight, Stickler, I'll give you that. It read without a dot, noodle. I see. What? Why looking at me like that? Is that pity I see in your eyes? Let's take a look at our map, shall we? So, you're claiming that when you saw the sign you were standing... here, was it? Although it would have been a bit hard to read the sign from that spot. You think so? Mr. Stickler, I'd like you to please take another look at the stand. And to carefully read what the sign says. See, the sign actually states the name of the stand's owner. Alduns.
Inconceivable. I am certain it definitely Noodle for sure. Positive. I'm afraid your professor was wrong about that eyesight. I wouldn't be so quick to jump to that conclusion. The sign he saw changes everything. The witness says the sign said Noodle, and he's alright. What would you say if I told you that there was one spot from which the sign would read the way Mr. Stickler claims? What? Mr. Justice, show us this spot. The witness actually witnesses the stand from this location. The witness was standing here, on the opposite side. Oh, how do you know that? When viewed from the south, the sign on the stand reads Elders, as we know. However, observe the other side of the stand. Oh, this side says Noodle. Exactly. The name of the stand is split between the front and back sides. Mr. Stickler, you lied to the court. You witnessed this crime from the northern side of the park, not the south. Yo, you got me. So what? So what? What does it matter if you saw the killing from the north or south side? It makes no difference at all. If he's right, travel far enough south and you end up going north. Viewed on a global scale, directions are utterly without meaning. Actually, maybe he's right. What does it change? It changes everything, Apollo. Trucy? Remember his testimony from before? Though, to be honest, I'm a little scared of where this is leading. Look at the fancy DS animations and the way they can do things with the things with the DS compared to the Game Boy Advanced. The victim and the killer was facing each other here. Then at the moment the killer raises his weapon. Mr. Stickler shouts. At which point the victim turns his head to look, and the killer fires his pistol. That's why the bullet hit him in the right temple. No contradictions, right? Right. But if Mr. Stickler was standing on the north side of the park, that reverses the whole scenario. Completely. If Mr. Stickler shouts from where he is now, and the victim looks in his direction, the bullet would have to have hit his left temple. In other words, someone was standing at the point K. Couldn't have shot the victim in his right temple. It's impossible. That's right. Also, it is the best position to shoot the guy in the right temple. So now that we know that Mr. Stickler was standing on the northern side, that wound location takes an entirely different meaning. Indeed, you are absolutely correct, Fraulein. What meaning? The entry wound on the right side of the victim's head, correct? Well, the right side of the victim's head is north. North? Ah. But that's where the witness, Wesley Stickler, was standing. Correct. So, if he was standing to the north, then the only person here could have shot the victim in the right temple was Mr. Stickler himself. Yo! Order! 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 Wow, the apple didn't fall far from the tree. She's flipped this whole case on the head while I was still figuring things out. Clarify one point for me, if you would have, Frau Forehead. What now? Are you truly accusing this college student? of murder? Well, I can't say exactly looks innocent, but something still doesn't feel right. I just can't picture him as the real killer. No, please, looks aside, I'm really a nice guy. All my friends say so. Let's hear what the defense has to say. What are you going to do now, Justice? Should I really accuse Mr. Stickler? Accuse of another crime, because he is, like, not really the killer. I don't think Mr. Wesley Stickler is the killer, but he's not innocent either. His unusual silence tells me that much. Mr. Stickler, you seem unusually quiet. Tell us why, now. The word confession isn't in my dictionary. Her forehead. I'm afraid it falls to you to elucidate Stickler's silence. Mr. Justice, you did say you were accusing a witness just now for a crime other than murder. Your reason? The court is all ears. God, I know he's guilty of something, but what crime other than murder is there? Do I have evidence to show his involvement in another crime? Your evidence? The court is all eyes, Mr. Justice. Show us the evidence that points to the victim's involvement in the crime. The evidence is this. What? Is that woman's underwear? Hey, those are mine! Don't look at me like that! Order, order, order! Mr. Stickler, well, I can't say this comes as a shock. It's not what it seems. By Pythagorean's theorem, on the night of the murder, just past 9 p.m., a young girl catches a panty snatcher red-handed. Bravely, she gives chase, but the snatcher flees and hides himself in no other place than Meraktis clinic garage. Aha! Incidentally, these panties were found in the exhaust pipe of the car there. Presumably, he was trying to hide evidence of his crime. Ergo, while you may not be a murderer, you are guilty of panty snatching in the first degree. No, please, help me out! It's not what it looks like. It sounds like. Order, order, order! Mr. Stickler, you should be ashamed. It's not what it seems. So, are we to understand that you were silent not because you were guilty of murder, but because you lacked the courage to admit your theft of this girl's undergarments? Perhaps you're not aware that my school's name was originally written IV? I stands for intelligent, V stands for valiant, see? Your point? I'm not done. Now, I'm a major in the science department. And what does science teach if not curiosity? Alright, Mara, take care and thank you for joining us today. We're almost done with this case though. There's just one more section and we're done for today. Well, not this case, but for today. I'm not going to do the entire case today. Yes, we of the IVU Science Department are valiantly curious. No challenge is too daunting, and what greater challenge to science than a mystery? Come on, we're talking about the girl's panties here. No, you do not understand. A mystery is the unknown, and the unknown is unacceptable. And, my friends, when it comes to mysteries, those panties are the promised land. For the moment I first laid eyes upon them, I was compelled to investigate for science. A fully sized car tire was the only first Mystery, those panties revealed. Tire? Yes, I saw her do it. She pulled a tire out of those panties. But that is not all. First of all, the tire, then a stew pot, and a frozen chicken. One mystery after another. It was magic. Oh, I remember now. He's one of the regulars in the audience at the Wonder Bar. Huh? He's talking about my magic panties trick. I just don't understand. A broom from a pair of panties. It mocks the very laws of physics. A broom? And a frozen turkey? A frozen chicken, Trucy? Whatever happened to doves and bunny rabbits? Mr. Stickler, you stole this girl's panties to understand a magic trick. You say panties, but they are so much more than that. For me, they are an object of serious study. I wonder. It has been a recent rush of panty snatchings in this area. Were they all you? I am sorry, but I did it for science. Each time I spied a pair of panties flapping in the breeze. Yeah, I'm gonna continue. That still leaves one thing unexplained. You refer to other witness lie, yes? The witness claimed he saw the crime from the south, but when it was from the north. Indeed. Would anyone care to explain why he lied about that? Be my guest, Airforehead. Me? Did I not hear you correctly? Did you not say, do not accuse the witness of murder? Why then did the witness lie about his location at the time of the shooting? Or have you no idea? Apollo, there's something about the way the diagram is arranged right now. When you think about it, right near where Mr. Stickler was standing, isn't there a... Well, Mr. Justice, what say you? Do you have any evidence to show why the witness lied about this location? The evidence to show why he lied is this. What? More panties? How many panties are you carrying in your pocket, Mr. Forehead? Is the last one honest? These were found in a trash can in the park. Looking at the diagram, we can see that the trash can was right next to where the witness stood. Mr. Stickler, you didn't! Alas, I'm a failure as a scientist. I can't unravel the mysteries of the universe. I can't even unravel a pair of panties. So, these panties are your handiwork as well. That night, I'd been chased and hounded into the Maractis clinic garage. Weeping in frustration, I was forced to abandon my prize. Don't you see how I felt? Believe me, I'd rather not. I hid in the garage for a short while. When abandoning the panties, I made for home. To avoid the office where the girl works, I went towards the south entrance. When I saw them hanging there on a clothesline by a giant mansion. A giant pair of panties! Apparently didn't know those bloomers belonged to the mob. I had them safe in my pocket, ready to take them home. When I stumbled upon a murder, the murder of Dr. Maractus. I reported what I'd seen, but as I waited for the police to arrive, I got scared. What did they search me? That's why they disposed of the bloomers? Yes, it was a severe blow to the progress of science, but one that had to be borne. A fascinating, if disruptive tale. I believe this brings today's proceedings to a close, and I'm more than pleased to dismiss this witness for the remainder of the trial. One last thing, if I might. Yes, Prosecutor Cabot. Regardless of where we ended today, some vital points were made. Namely, that the defendant Wakikitaki was at the scene of the crime, and he was pointing a weapon at the victim. One more thing, Wakikitaki has a clear motive. Indeed, the defendant Wakikitaki is still the prime suspect in this case. The only suspect, in fact, assuming there was no one else at the scene at the time. Yet, a mystery remains. The location of the wound in the victim's right temple has yet to be explained. Oh god, this thing here just takes all of my hairs. The court requests further investigation from both the defense and the prosecution. Yeah, baby. That sounds so awkward. No problem. Very well. This brings today's trial for the day to a close. Court is adjourned. And that is the last we'll play for today. We've been streaming for 3.5 hours, and my voice is death once again. And yeah, this is most enjoyable, of course. That's the good thing about only doing this on Fridays, that I actually have time to recover my voice, you know?
But now your voice acting goes on too.
Well, sort of. I mean, I'm reading it, but not necessarily voice acting everything, you know? Yeah, I know, Pex. It's just, it's par for course. It's Ace Attorney. It's absurd. Everything is absurd. Like, that's just how it goes. I think we'll... Now, that concludes today's stream and the streaming for this week. There's not even not a lot to snark on. I mean, you can't snark on the obvious panty thief who has to go snatching panties for science. Who are you? You're an imposter,
From a
right?
little girl, no less.
Yes, from a 15-year-old girl, no less, and he's in university. Like, he should be in jail. Really? That is not okay. Not okay in the slightest. You know. But yeah, that is the state of this game for now. Now, are there anyone streaming right now that we can raid? Okay, fair enough in that sense. Let's see. Hey! Mine is driving Catherine. So let's go raid mine. So, but yeah, it's just, you know, like that man, that guy should be in jail, and everything is just absurd, and you know. But yes, let's go raid Mina. So this is, she's playing Catherine full body, which is the remaster or remake or like the upgraded version of Catherine, which includes some other contents. If you're not familiar with it, it's like a platformer puzzle game with some other things. I mean, it's sort of not exactly a lewd game, I'd say, but it does handle a bunch of adult themes, but not necessarily lewd. Or it has a little bit of that too, sort of. I actually haven't seen like the entire thing. But the adult themes including like responsibilities, like drinking, and some other things like relationships. It's a good game. And it makes me want to punch the main character. But, I mean, it's a good game. I couldn't play it myself, so I'm enjoying like watching her play it. Yeah, the starting menu is pretty lewd. So, I hope to see you all for Monday. We're playing some more Golden Sun. But until then, have a good weekend, everyone, and take care.